Hello, this is StyleCon coming at you today with another video from Affilion Cigars. Me and my man Charles are in their elite room. If you're really into it, you want to come to a nice lounge, I highly recommend this place. Now let's get into today's topic of discussion, and that is traveling out of your comfort zone to buy watches and or jewelry. You say, StyleCon, what the hell are you talking about? Where I live at in Harrisburg, I mean, we have your regular chain department stores, or whatever you want to consider them, jewelry stores or Littmans of the world, but we actually have a major independent, at least in our area. And when I started getting into watches, now they cough up a 5% discount. If they give you 10, they act like they're doing you a favor. So when I got hooked up with Radcliffe, you know, the wife and I wanted to come to town, so it's like, oh, let's check it out. So we went to the mall. And after talking to those people there, I got way more of a discount than 10%. And you know, if you go to Philadelphia, especially if you go to the diamond district, you can actually find a lot of deals there. My friend bought his now ex-wife a 2-carat solitaire stone down there for like $4,000 or $5,000. Typically, a stone like that would cost anywhere from $10,000 to $15,000. So sometimes you might need to travel out of your comfort zone to find a deal. Have you found anything out like that?
Well, I do that when I go to the Caribbean on my vacations. A lot of times when I go on cruises, they have really good deals out in the Caribbean. And then if maybe you're thinking like, man, I don't know if I want to travel that far, but when you bring all those things, when you actually calculate it out, you're actually saving the money, especially when you're spending those big bill, high dollar items. If you're buying something like high level Rolex, or maybe even go Patek or Vacheron Constantin, you're going to buy one of those. A rich person still is always looking for a way to save money. That's probably what made them rich.
True.
So yeah, you gotta look around completely, under all the rocks, digging all through the dirt, because stuff's expensive.
Oh, it can. I mean, someone, I forget his name on YouTube, but he left a comment on one of my recent videos. I think it's James, but I forget the second part to his name. And I wanted to start a watch buying club. And with that, he was saying about 15% discount from an authorized dealer. I have to be honest, when I used to buy new watches, I never paid 15% discount. I got like 30 to 35% discount. So, but once again, depending upon where you live at, if you don't venture out, you don't go check out different jewelry stores. You know, one place, like, I'm not going to mention the jewelry store where I live at, but needless to say, I went in one time looking for some watches, and the lady comes to me and she's like, buy this watch today, I can give you 5% off. And I looked at her, I was going to laugh. I was like, I better not do that, that's not cool. But needless to say, I can drive to Maryland and get 30% off. So if it's a $1,000 purchase at 30% off, now I'm paying $700.
$300.
Yeah.
$300. Would you be willing to save $300 or more? That's just for $1,000. What if you buy a $5,000?
Oh yeah, you just save $1,500, and they were going to give me 5% off of that. So I'm going to $50. Well, guess what? I'm not going to spend $50 in gas driving down to Maryland and driving back home. And actually, I did talk to one of the managers there, because, you know, he knows I collect watches. He's like, Keith, why don't you ever buy me watches from me? I said, you guys don't cough up a discount. And what he did was, he said, bring in some receipts and I'll give you the discount. So I went in and bought a couple things from him. But then I went in like the third time to buy something from him. He's like, Keith, the manager doesn't want to do this with the discounts anymore. It's like, I'm not telling anybody. I mean, if you're giving me a discount, I'm not going to go run my mouth off and say, okay, oh, they gave me 30%. But they told me they couldn't do it. So I told him, you know, I'll come to your store. Your store is going to be a showroom just for me to look at things. And I'm going to go buy it someplace else, you know, because why am I going to pay you all this extra money? Like Charles said, a $5,000 watch at a 30%, 35% discount, That's $1,500. That's substantial savings. That's money you can use to buy another watch, or like you said, go on a nice little Caribbean vacation.
Yeah, you can make it all one thing.
Yeah.
All one big thing. You want a watch buying expedition and enjoy yourself on that expedition. Yeah, I've done that going, even with the cigars. I've done it with cigars, but I've also done it with any other thing, buying cars. Do your research. Any cities around you, there's no laws against you buying a car in another state. I've bought cars from lived in one state and lived in another state. You will get a discount depending on what state you go to. As we all know, every state and or country has a different level of income, and they'll raise it up depending on what that level of income in that area. So you go to another area, another state, another city, what have you, you can save thousands of dollars. It doesn't have to end with watches, but that's a good example of watches.
Yeah. I mean, if anybody out there watching my video is near Philadelphia, where I just mentioned about my buddy buying that 2 carat, now they have jewelry stores all over the place. It's called the Diamond District, downtown near Temple. And needless to say, because there's so many jewelry stores right there, they're willing to undercut each other to try to get your business. Where I live at, if you want to buy a Rolex, there's only one place to go to.
That's a good thing to look for, and that's especially why I get the discounts when I go to the Caribbean, because the competition is high. That's something to look for. If that place is the only one around, then of course the price is going to be higher. You got to have competition. That's a law of business.
Oh yeah.
If you don't have that competition, well, they can charge more.
That's it. And just like here in Maryland, I come down to buy my watches here. And what's nice, because I live in Pennsylvania, I don't pay a state tax. They ship it to my house, which is nice, or my business, whatever it might be. And that's a great deal. But some people just they get in that little comfort zone. If the people in my area would just venture out more, go to a bigger city where there's more competition, they could probably get better deals. I'll give you another quick example here. I was looking at a new BMW and Mercedes. And needless to say, where I live at, there's only one dealership, that's it. Now, needless to say, they didn't cough up a deal. I went to Reddit. They were passing out deals left and right. I mean, thousands of dollars worth of savings, just because I wasn't afraid to leave my area to try to find the car that I wanted. So on that note, I'd like to thank my man Charles Walhingford for hanging out with me doing this video. And just remember, don't be afraid to check out different cities, different places to look for your discounts. Don't get in that comfort zone, because it might be costing you money by you not getting as big of a discount as you should get. Once again, this is StyleCon. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to watch the video. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below as usual. And if you like, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.
One last thing, I want to thank Aphelion in Gambles, Maryland, for allowing us to shoot this video here. Thank you so much. Aphelion Cigar Lounge.